Hey Cookeville homeowners, this is the hyper-local real estate report giving you all the stats and data that you need to know about your home. It's go time. What is up, everybody? This is Joshua Lowery, realtor here in Cookeville, Tennessee, covering the Upper Cumberland area and Middle Tennessee. And this is your real estate report, your hyper-local real estate report. It's not a national. We might cover some national numbers, but we're going to cover the local Upper Cumberland real estate data for you. So if you are a seller and you're just curious, you just kind of don't know what's going on, you've got your house listed, or you're thinking about listing or whatever, this is for you. You're gonna hit some numbers. You're gonna figure out what your average days are, market's gonna be, and all those things. If you're a buyer and you're thinking about buying, or you're from out of town and you're thinking about coming to this area, this is for you. You're gonna learn some stats, and let me not leave out this other crowd. If you are just someone that is just curious in the real estate market, where we're headed, where we're headed, this is for you. And this is going to be hyper local data specifically to this area. And so we're going to cover these weekly. And if you've missed any, go right here to this little link and you can watch the rest of the market reports that we've done. And we're going to keep them as quick as I can. And we're going to cover some cool stuff, and we may cover some fun stuff from time to time as well about the area. But let's get into some of these numbers really quick. And a little refresher from our video last week, actually a couple weeks ago. One of the big things that I like to look at would be the absorption rate. And what that is basically the months of supply of inventory, okay? So for June, it's a lag month. So, it's for June. We'll have the July numbers, here in a week and a half or so. But the absorption rate is the month's supply of inventory. And we're at 3.2, so that's 3.5 months of inventory. And what that means is, if no new homes were listed from today until 3.5 months, that's when all the homes would be bought up. So that is a good number to pay attention because of this. 1 to 2 months is a seller's market, okay? 3 months is a neutral market, and 4 to 6 months is a buyer's market. And so we're right at 3.2 right now, which would be basically a neutral market. And some people, they may say, well, I think it's a slight, seller's market, or, buyers, may say it's a buyer's market, depending on what angle you're coming from. And you can make cases for both, but we're pretty much at a neutral market. So keep that in mind. That's a good number to keep your eye on. And so let's get into some of these numbers today. Median list price for Cookeville, Tennessee was $419,000 this week. $419,000. Some of you from Cookeville and this area and Sparta and everywhere might be shocked. It's how high it is. It was actually $413 last week. It's jumped a little bit to $419. Median price of new listings was $347. So the median price of new listings, $347. Price per square foot, $199, and that stayed the same. Last week it was $199. It was actually a couple of weeks ago it was $201, but it's been $199 for the past few weeks. Average days on market, it's 96. Average days on market is 96. 2 weeks ago it was 102. Last week it was 98, and this week it is, it's 96. And essentially, let me go over that a little bit. If you have your house listed, or you're thinking about listing your house, the average days on market. What's that tell us? Well, if your house is priced fairly, if your house is the median price, you're the kind of the middle, market value price, that's the average days that you can expect on the market. Now, your house may be an outlier, right? Those the outliers. There's some that they fly off in a few days, in a few weeks, and then there's some that stay on longer. That's just the average. So, take that for what it's worth. When you're thinking about that, and of course, price has a lot to do with that. If you price a little high, it's going to stay on a little longer. If you price a little low, it's going to go faster. And you may think you have it priced right, but it might be priced a little different. Maybe you thought you priced it right, but it's a little low, and you get a bunch of offers and it goes quick. And maybe you thought you had it priced right, and it stays on longer. And I always say about pricing is the market ultimately tells us what your house is worth. We can do all the numbers and you can have the value in your mind, but ultimately the market is going to tell us what your house is worth. Moving on, price decreases, price reductions is at 40%. It was, basically the same as last week. And basically what that is the amount of homes with price reductions. And we've seen a lot more of those in the past year. Relisted, this is how many homes relisted, 19%. So, back in April, there was 37.56 homes that relisted. 37% of the homes relisted. That makes sense. The spring market, maybe something didn't sell over the fall. They took it off the market. They put it back on. We're down to 19% for this week of homes relisted. And inventory, last week we were at 210. This week we are at 198. So there we are. There's the quick stats for you. Hopefully that's helpful. And again, we're going to keep doing this. We'll dive in. If there's anything that you want to dive into, let me know. I'm going to be doing these weekly. And so, if there's anything that, like you said, that if you want to, dive into some of these numbers, let me know, and we can specifically attack that. But that's just a broad look of our market here in the Upper Cumberland in Middle Tennessee. And that's it. I hope you all are great. I hope you're wonderful and having a blessed day, week, year. And as I always say, it's go time. And I say that because it motivates me, but I hope it motivates you, because it's always go time. This life is a wonderful life, and you can get down and there's highs and lows, whatever, but I try to get up every morning and say it's go time. It's go time. It's time to go to work. It's time to be a good parent. It's time to be a good husband, be a good friend, whatever the case may be. So listen, I hope you all are well, and I hope that if you need anything, please reach out to me. I would love to tell you about the area. If you're from out of town, you want to learn more about Cookeville. If you're a seller, want to know more about your home value, or what it's going to take to sell, whatever, let me know. I'm happy to help in any way, and wish you all the best, and hopefully this helps. Have a great one. This is Joshua Lowery with the Real Estate Report, the Hyperlocal Real Estate Report, and I will see you next week. Have a great one, and it's go time.